Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play for Sid Meier's Civilization 6. This is going to feature one of the new leaders slash nations available with the New Frontiers Pass for Civilization 6. We're going to be playing as Ambiorix of the GAULS. Good stuff here. Now, before we get into this, this is a sponsored video. Technically, it's just one sponsored video. See, 2K, who is sponsoring this, they're very smart. They know I can't just play one video worth of Civ. This is going to be the start of a brand new Let's Play. So while the first video is going to be sponsored, the rest of it is not. Do check the link in the description box down below for where you can get yourself access to all this cool new stuff for Sid Meier's Civilization 6. And I will once again apologize for the lack of music in the background. The Civ 6 music is oh so good, but YouTube is oh so cranky about some of them. And so I've just had to mute the music for the videos, which is a darn shame because it is so good. Now, I'm going to play on deity. It has been a little while since we've been playing Civ regularly, so we might have a bit of a hard time here on deity. But we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to kick the speed up to epic, which I think is going to be a nice fit for YouTube. Epic speed sometimes can make the game a little bit easier for the player because it gives you more turns, which means there's more opportunity to move your units around before they sort of get out-teched by the deity AI that's got so much advantage to it. So it does tend to help the play a little bit. It can give us a little more granular control over things as well. So I think we can do good things over there. I'm going to be playing on the continents map. To me, there's a reason that this is the default map. It's very strong, very interesting play in. It's fairly realistic that the world isn't going to be in one big clump. Sometimes it makes things easier, sometimes it makes things much harder. We don't really know what to expect with continents, which is, I think, why it's such a good option. We'll play on a standard size map. Now, we do have some new game modes. Now, we did experiment with Apocalypse mode last time, which, that was rough. There's also this Tech and Civic Shuffle mode, which is really interesting. I don't know if I'll do it for this game, but we are going to have to try it. It's really interesting. I also like the idea that it sort of hides the future text, so you don't know where you're going with it. It might make it a little too challenging on deity for us here. But what about Dramatic Ages mode? So, makes Dark Ages and Golden Ages more potent than ever. Heroic Age has been removed. Players can only be in Normal Age in the first era. After that, they'll either always be in the Dark or a Golden Age. Instead of making dedications, we get access to powerful new social policies based on our age. We're going to give it a go to see how this works. It is interesting that with the Dramatic Ages, they do update George's special rules as well. Dark Ages particularly difficult. Players in Dark Ages will have a portion of the Empire immediately fall into free cities. You know what? Let's just learn one thing at a time, actually. Let's just play as Ambiorix here. I think that's going to be enough of a challenge. We'll leave all the other settings standard. So deity, epic speed, let's go. And I'm really curious to see what Sheeny Beanie has to say about the Gauls here. So as soon as he starts up, I'm going to shut up. Thought I timed that right. No! 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 Seriously.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars.
Your wits will serve you well, Ambiorix. Where the size of your armies fail, use your head and gilded tongue to reclaim your land. Your allies will follow your lead, and your strong spear arm will shatter the resistance of your enemies. Fight, great warrior king.
All right, let's talk about the traits that we've got here as Ambiorix. So first of all, Ambiorix himself is the king of the Eburones, which apparently this Gaulish empire was basically where Belgium is today. I'm not saying it's fate that this is who we decided to play as, but I mean, come on. So his ability is your civilization gains culture equal to 20% of the unit's cost when a non-civilian unit is trained. When we build military units, we get a bunch of free culture. Melee, anti-cavalry, and ranged unit get +2 combat strength for every adjacent combat unit. Now, this doesn't say every adjacent friendly combat unit, just every adjacent period. So when our units get in the middle of things, they get stronger and stronger, which is cool. We've also got this Hallstatt culture here. Mines provide a minor adjacency bonus for all districts, so mines are always good next to districts. And they culture bomb unowned territory and receive +1 culture. So sick. Specialty districts do not receive a minor adjacency bonus for being adjacent to another district, and these districts cannot be built adjacent to the city center. So our district placement is very different here as Ambiorix. We're going to be following a completely different set of rules than we are used to. Normally, clustering districts up together is great because they help each other out. Now, that's no longer the case. Instead, what we want to really do is put them next to mine. We've got a unique land unit that, I believe, replaces the warrior, which is interesting because we should start with an age score right away because it should default us to one of these, the Gesata. And then we've got the Openum here, a unique district. This replaces the industrial zone and does some really interesting things with it. There we go. Who but Gaul could create the Gesata, and who could possibly resist it? +4 era score. This seems like a terrible start, doesn't it? All right, now that's a pretty attractive start. Not gonna lie. Don't mind that. The one downside with this start is that we don't have like a super sick tile to work before any improvements. Probably the best thing is going to be work to wheat for double food 1 production. Obviously, we do get a little bit more if we work one of the ivories, but usually I want a little bit extra food early on because growing our population is pretty good. But we do have 2 sources, the double luxury, we've got the diamond, right, 2 different types of luxuries, and then we've got the spare ivory. The wheat is going to be good for food, the maize as well. We've got some sites to mine, which is going to be good because it's kind of important for our whole thing here as the goal. GAULS. That's one of our most important traits. I think I'm quite keen on this start. What I'm going to do, just to make sure nothing weird happens, is I will go ahead and do a little bit of a quick save. Actually, let me do a turn 0 save, just in case something weird happens, because I want to say I'm actually on a pre-release build for this at this time, and you never know when something crazy go nuts might happen. I don't see any reason why we might move from this start. It seems perfectly fine to me. If we moved north 1 or south 1, see, nearly misclicked there. That's why I do the saves. If we moved here, we could work this tile, which still doesn't have that much food, but a lot of production. Or down here, which does give us a lot of money right away. But I think I like our starting location. So, we are not going to rename these. We've got Aduatuca as our capital. Ooh, nice little art for the buildings. Do love that. Very Asterix and Obelisk. Love it so much. One of my favorite bande dessinée growing up. Reading it, of course, in French, because that is my first language. And really, that's the best way to enjoy Asterix and Obelix. What is... Oh, that's a little bit of the weird map symbols. Okay. I thought, well, there's got a new tile type going on here. What's going on? I think I'm going to move my, well, I was going to say my warrior. It's not actually my warrior, my Gesata, my warrior replacement over here. Let's take a look at the Civilopedia and take a look at these units. So the Gesata over here replaces the warrior. Unit has an increased cost, gets +10 combat strength when fighting units with a higher base combat strength, and +5 combat strength versus city districts. So it's really good at taking out some tougher things. Maybe if we run into some Roman legionnaires, for example, the Gesata will do surprisingly well against it. It is more expensive to build, but that is going to be kind of handy for us. I think that's going to be swell. Opening technology. So playing on deity, it's usually one of my priorities is often to unlock archery because we kind of usually need some archers to survive. As such, animal husbandry is a fairly high incentive play. This also does give us the ability to get our pastures and camps, which will have some value for us because we can get the ivory going. I mean, it's not the most important extra hookup to get the camps because it's extra gold as opposed to food or production. Don't get me wrong, gold is great, but it's not the thing that's going to send us over the edge early on. But I don't think there's a good reason to go mining. Trying to go for an early religion on deity is almost always going to lead to tears. No reason to rush sailing. Pottery can lead to writing, which is obviously going to be really nice, but I think we'll go ahead and start with animal husbandry. Now, one of the things we want to look at is our unique building comes into play here. At ironworking is when we access the openum. This replaces the industrial zone. So it comes in earlier, and I believe is it cheaper? I'm not sure. District unit, yeah, is cheaper and available earlier than district. It replaces the industrial zone. The openum district is defensible with a ranged attack. It's sort of like an encampment and an industrial zone all at the same time. It makes defending on the GAULS really, really easy. When the first one is constructed, the apprenticeship technology is also unlocked. So that is a really nice boost to all kinds of different things going on. There's the apprenticeship over here, which gives us access to the workshop, which is normally, I believe, also where we get the industrial zone. So it's kind of fantastic. Anyway, I'm still happy with animal husbandry to start off with. Manage citizens. Okay, it is going over there. 11 turns to growth versus 22 turns. I think it's most important for us to get that initial growth going. Even though, I mean, I guess the food versus production I count as more or less equal, and I do have a slight lean towards food early and then production later on. The extra gold is really nice, but I think the growth is going to be critical. So I think we have to go kind of standard here. This is deity. We've got to assume a certain amount of danger here. I think we are going to start with another one of our unique units, the Geisaitas, because they should do okay. And then we can use it for some scouting. Not as good as an actual scout, but it's going to have to do. And then maybe we actually go Slinger as our next thing so that we can get the tech up to archery. Again, I would much prefer doing a much earlier sort of scout and builder kind of build, but I don't know. We might go builder after this one before we go Slinger. I'm not sure. It's going to depend a little bit on our surroundings. All right, let's go straight out for now. Okay, if this is a larger ocean, what does this actually say when I mouse over it? Oh, it only says lake. Interesting. Do I go around the lake? No, I want to do sort of a circle around our capital. There's some good tiles in here, though. But I'd like to do the circle around the capital because it's sort of more defensively minded. Oh, we're near the South Pole. Okay, pros and cons to that. Pro is that we're unlikely to have some AI opposition to our south. Con is because this is a big empty territory, we're going to have non-stop barbarian problems. What's very nice here is we did catch the barbarian scout as early as possible, so we can smack that. There's a good chance there's more barbarians other places, but that's why we are working on our Geiseta over here. He's moving away, which is fine. I don't really feel a need to chase him. Might want to go poke down a little bit more, but I think what I'm going to do instead is I will continue sort of making my circle this way. And then we're going to cross. I'm going to cross here and go up onto this hill. I mean, I guess I could have gone there anyway. Comes out to exactly the same. Hill for vision. Goody hut over there. First one. 17 turns away there. Then the population growth. Yeah. No, I think I'm still happy with what we did as an opener here. It slows down the first Geiseta, but then after that, we're going to go a lot faster. Okay, that's up on a hill, so we can't get to it right away. I guess I will just go here. A volcano. Well, we're not playing disaster mode, so it's a little less scary than it could have been. Oh, that really helps a lot. Now I don't really have to worry about our opening situation. We do have the builder, and in fact, we can even build a farm here, get our boost to irrigation, and get the pop growth that much faster. And in fact, I suspect I don't even have to worry about locking this tile anymore. It's going to want to work that one because it's just a superior one, and that's a pretty easy to make. Good stuff. Okay, that's a huge, huge get for us. Navigating around this lake is going to be slightly annoying. I will go the long way around. Oh, hello. There's a border over there. Now, I could build more farms, or what I might do is just wait for animal husbandry to finish and then hook up both of the ivory, which I think is what's going to happen. I'm just going to tuck my builder inside the town for now. Not that I'm too worried about a barbarian grabbing him, but better safe than sorry. And yeah, we'll be able to do animal husbandry in 5 turns. Remember, we are playing on epic speed, so the map will be a bit different. Hey, Mexico City, nice to meet you. There. You are quite far to the south. Yeah, let's go here. Oh, I would love to settle near here with all the cattle. Don't know if we're going to be able to. There might be some opposition. Borders have expanded to the diamonds, which the population is working at that. It, to me, seems very correct. I would like to build a mine on that, although we're not researching mining right now, but that's okay. Wait one more turn, and then we'll probably get you out in position. Next one. Right, I'm happy I went that way. Oh my god! I need this city. River, mountain, not much of a mountain. double stone, double rice, double cattle. Actually, this might end up being a couple of different cities, depending on the positioning. Let me go and cross over here. We're going to wait 1 turn, and then you'll be ready to hook up the ivory.
There are no dogs in heaven.
I like this quote.
When I die, I want to go where they went.
That sounds great to me. Okay, we've got that. Often I like to do a partial research of archery so that we can get it a little faster. But I think here it, I was going to say, might be worth getting mining. We will need another builder, but we will get one. Yeah, I'm going to pick up mining. Oop you. Okay, we just get inspiration. That's fine. We're going to camp here. Get some extra gold, which means these 2 tiles equivalent. And yeah, let me come back over this way. Start here. I mean, Petra might be a possibility this game. Could happen, you guys. Here first. Barbarian and Kumasi fighting over there. Alright, we'll do this. That'll Eureka Craftsmanship, which is great. Love that. Gesata getting done here. Since we don't have the population to work that many tiles, I don't have to rush another builder. I will get a slinger out in between here. City needs food. Oh. Oh, you moved. I do need to keep this. I could put a food priority. Maybe I will just put a food priority for now. Make sure it keeps doing the right thing. I would like to get the kill here. I'm just going to move to here and wait. Hopefully he attacks. Oh, bonjour, comment ça va?
Je suis le Premier Ministre Laurier.
All right. It's an honor to meet you. Capital's over there. Okay, that's not bad. It's not super close. We've got Kumasi as a buffer in between us. We get our Eureka on ridding, which is nice to do. Oh, he might be resting till full health, and then he might go. Let's also fortify and heal.
At his best, man is the noble.
All right. Well, let's get discipline. Let's get God King. Pretty standard opener. Any chance we can boop this? +5 and a little bit of healing. Indeed we can, and we got the gold, which is great. Barbarian camp destroyed for era score. Because we got the +4 from our unique unit right away, this might be one of the first times we don't Dark Age the very first era. Because the thing is, remember, the first era is so much shorter than normal because the AI starts with so many more techs. Do we actually go super greedy with Settler right now? No, we've got too much open territory around us. I am going to get a Slinger. We are going to have Barbarian issues. Slinger and then probably Settler. Yeah. The Civic Street, we are going to work craftsmanship. Of course, as always, our priority really is getting political philosophy as quickly as possible. Let's do that. Let's hope we find a second continent so we can get the second boost. So this guy is going to head off, say, yeah, let's say directly west. Because this one's going to scooch around to the north and spot that area. Let's pop over here and then go that way. We do have a lot of really nice terrain. Go here and then come back in. Hello, Kumasi. Please get out of the way. Thank you. Very kind of you. You know what? Let me do this because we'll reveal it anyway. And just because of the way the terrain was lining up, we weren't going to get a lot of movement. Let me actually go up a little more and then I'll go west. This guy can just sort of go in this area. And then we're going to have to go and babysit. We know there's a barbarian encampment actually to our south. Because that one scout. We may have to go in that direction soon. Now, this is a proper ocean. Yeah, coast. It's not a lake. Good spot for a city, though. Someone has built the Great Bath. Good. We need fewer stinky opponents. I'm going to go back this way. Cut through there. It'll be a little time-consuming, but it's going to be A-okay. Yeah, population and Watuka is still going up now because we actually are working that bonus food, which is good. How's our money? Good enough we could get another builder. There's no reason to rush a builder this second. How much do we need to purchase? Oh, all of my costs are going to be off because we're playing on Epic as well. So yeah, not enough for a builder on Epic speed over here, although not that far away. Probably what we do is we build a settler, and then we buy the builder in the town whenever we get there, depending on what our cash income is looking like. Barbie! Pleasure to meet you. Oh, that's maybe a little closer than I would like. That is maybe a lot closer than I would like. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Well, that is a thing that exists. Now remember, the AI starts with a bunch of free units. You can see their relative military strength over here. And in this first age, because there's not really a penalty to declaring war, they are pretty eager to do it. We are getting a slinger now, which I'm very happy about.
Who deserves more credit than the wife without
Got mining, craftsmanship coming in. I still want God King because we don't have our Pantheon yet. I think we still do discipline for now. I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to have to go and do at least the partial research into archery. There's just too much of a chance we find ourselves in some heavy-duty trouble. We do have the boost to military tradition because we of the barbarian encampment. Actually, I think we got this annoyingly. I think we got this from popping a goody hut, even though we were going to get it anyway. Still, I can't work towards this. I need to get the political philosophy going, so we have to start working on foreign trade, and we have to hope we find another continent if we can. Yeah, we're going to go settler. And potentially still into buying the builder. Switch over this way. And you are just going to keep an eye out to the south in case that scout comes a little closer. There's still some good city placement locations. Okay, smaller civilizations. I am weaker than you. That is true. Not my... Oh, okay. That in there. Goody Hut. Canada is... Wait, they kind of ignore it. I forgot. Just for players. Okay. That's okay. Try to get ourselves out of this cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac is literally a French word for the butt of the sack. You know, the bottom. State workforce boost is going to be really handy. Right, that's over here. You don't usually build a specialty district very early, so getting that boost is fantastic. I don't want to send the slinger too far out on his own because it is very vulnerable. I think I'm just going to park it.
An enormous and lofty column of flame allowed the people in Holt to read us perfectly at night.
Well, that is a great spot for a city somewhere over here. Whether we can beat Germany to it or not is a big question mark. No opposition showing themselves over here yet. Although there could very easily be someone over there, so there's no guarantee this belongs to us. Whether we want to settle in the direction of Berlin is a big question mark, though, because, you know, that can be scary. This must be a woke camp. I wonder if they spotted Berlin. Okay, we were at least got a normal age, which is nice. Yeah, they're definitely active. They might be aggroed on Mexico City, actually. Pop that for some money. Yeah, buying a worker is going to be pretty easy. Problem is, I would like to get a slinger in here to get a kill, but it's really, like, we'd come over here and just be too exposed and get destroyed, so that's a no-go. What I think I'll do is, maybe I'll park it over here and spot for our settler. I think that is what's going to happen. Do I want to move forward here? I'm going to get attacked by a lot of things if I do. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fortify and heal this one turn, rest them to go up to full hit points, and then move forward over there. Excellent. You should probably come home in some way. That scout's going to spot us. Hopefully that's a scout that belongs to here. I don't know. Actually, I might be able to get a kill here once we sort of punch through. Yeah, let me pop this so you stop spawning. We'll get the money. We get a boost to bronze working, which is nice because that's third encampment we've cleared out. Not interacting too much with city-states, so Barbie is happy about that. That's great. Oh, that's a lot of damage, but survive. Now, our tile here, it is a hill. Problem is the slingers can keep attacking us with impunity here. I think, actually, I've got to pull back. Let them come to me in this bottleneck. And hopefully well, if the slinger comes, we're going to have to attack it. If the warrior comes, we can just sit here and fortify, healing up while also just tanking some blows. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Beautiful. New barbarian outpost. Oh, jeez. Okay, well then that's going to be just a tiny little change of plans. You're going to park yourself over there. That's going to be fine. And you are just going to fortify in here. Actually, I'm really pleased with this. Of course, Willie. Of course. And you too, Barbie. That hurt a lot, but because we were in the trees and everything, we were not bad, and we can just keep fortifying, we keep healing, we get a defensive boost, which is nice. You're definitely going to move there. I would like to smack the scout. Alright, that's not too shabby, actually. They don't want it to come back and wake up, although it can. This is interesting. Attack you. Now you're damaged. I'm still on a hill. We should be alright. Okay, good. You're going to move here. You are going to take another shot. And you're going to take a promotion. I'm going to give you Battle Cry. Later on, I like to have Tortoise for my melee units because it really helps when you're advancing onto cities and also defending against massive range attacks that tend to develop later in the game. But early on, I find Battle Cry the handiest. We love the fact that we got the heal on the warrior. That's going to help a lot, especially as this guy just keeps plinking at us with impunity. But then we can just smash him. And over here, we are going to get a kill. Eureking Archery, which actually completes it. I didn't realize we were that far along. We're going to come over here, pop that, get a bunch of arrow score from it. Conceivably, we might get a Golden Age. I don't know. Now, this is very interesting. We could unlock Iron and maybe develop Spearman early on, but I think I have to get writing going. I think it's too important. We need to get a little bit of tech underway. All right. Another barbarian encampment spotted over there. Well, we should be able to do all right. What we're going to do is we'll move our units into friendly territory to heal, but also with the scout or the slinger over here, we move it in friendly territory to get an upgrade. I will purchase a builder. I'm going to put a mine here, which will also culture bomb, which is going to be great. But one thing we should do, we're going to wrap up this video in a second, but we should probably start planning some of our district placement. I don't think anything can be placed adjacent to the city center, right? I think they said so. We're going to be quite spread out, which is a good thing that the mines do some culture bombing, because we're really, really going to need that. So I think this spot here is actually a great place for a campus, because it will get +1 from being next to a next to a mountain, and we will be able to build mines then here and here. Yeah, and that should help us out a wee bit. I suspect that's going to be the first district we build. Not sure what our future plans are. Probably a commercial district, because it's really good to build districts that give you an extra trade route. So either the commercial district with a market or the harbor with a lighthouse. And obviously we're not going to harbor over here. Commercial districts, ideally you'd want them next to rivers. So I don't know exactly where it'll end up, but that's something that we can think about a little further on. Folks, thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm hoping this is going to be a great run here as the Gauls. Hopefully we can not just insta-lose to Germany here while we go through our initial early game. Everyone's pretty friendly with us right now. We'll see how long that lasts. Not as worried about Canada. They're a little bit further away. And Canada, I don't believe, is allowed to start a surprise war. Don't remember what their rules are, but they certainly had stuff like similar to that at some point. I know they couldn't get surprise declared on, but I think the other way doesn't go either. There's a good chance we might be friends with Canada. Priorities for city placements are, I don't know if this is literally where I'm going to put them, but probably somewhere like there. And for here, I wonder if we get fresh water. I want lenses. Settler lens. No, we don't get fresh water there. And I don't know if I'd settle right up here. We could legally, but I'm not sure if that's what we want to do. Well, the placement of this is actually a little trickier than expected. That, I actually don't know how we're going to place the city there. I mean, we could even place behind. There's tons of resources. What about maybe over here? I know there's no fresh water, although we can aqueduct. But it's such a strong tile. Do we even want to live on it? I'm actually thinking maybe. Ooh, it's bold. Let's not deny that it's bold. And we might have problems with morale, with loyalty rather. But wouldn't I love to settle right there? Wouldn't that be fantastic? I'm not seeing how we could though. What I might do is actually be more conservative. We can settle here. That's not a shabby idea. You know what I mean? Right over here. That would actually be a really decent placement. We've got ourselves our water access. There's some overlap with the capital, but that's fine. It's got access to 1, 2, 3 wheat right away. It can work some of the good tiles there. This hill actually does, I was going to say screw some line of sight for attackers, but no, they can sit on that hill just fine. Although we could put a couple of defensive units here, and that's actually not bad position. That's, I think, much more likely. I think this one is not really in the cards, and then maybe we stick another somewhere else. And I don't know if it takes advantage of everything as well as we would like, but it's a really strong placement. The other thing to consider is actually settling on, say, this wheat. I don't think that's what we want to do, though. All right, folks, we're going to put a cut in here. Again, do check the description box down in the doobly-doo to find out where you can get yourself your own New Frontiers pass to gain access to these great new civilizations, great new game modes. I love the fact that 2K is putting so much love into a game that has been out for a while at this point, and they just keep making it stronger. It is, I mean, come on, Civ 6, one of the best games of all time. We're pretty convinced about that one already, and I love the fact that they keep working on it to make it even more so. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm going to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.